Hello, folks. I'm back, starting the stream up again. Looks like the stream is just about ready to start. All right, I'm live on YouTube, and Twitch should be starting up again in just a second. So here I am continuing the punk rock opera cover, which is My Son the Rocker. And here you can see what I'm working on. This will be him squeezed into a square for a CD cover. And here you can see what has gone before. This was his previous album cover, and the one before that I did. So back on the new one, he wants this position, but can't quite fit that position in, but I'm getting as close as I can to keeping it in the square. So that is the goal. Action, but squeezed into a square, but with generally the same jumping kind of position. So I think I'm going to work on his hand right now. Thank you for sticking with me, folks. I presume that Twitch is working again. I don't have a Twitch window open. I have just the chat. Let's see, Michael gave me the hand position that he absolutely wanted, which was this. That's the hand position he's looking for. Guess I'm kind of getting there. Close enough. This is more crosshatch detail than I can get away with in an editorial cartoon. Editorial cartoons have to be drawn with a little bit of lowest common denominator in mind. Lowest common denominator being how small is it going to be printed. Oops. Kimchi writes, so forgive me if you've already mentioned this. How much of your skill is God-given and how much from formal instruction? Well, there's some formal instruction there, but you know, most of what happens to get you to draw well is practice. And when I was little, I collected comics and drew my own comic books into superheroes. And I tell ya, that is the same history that most cartoonists have, is the comic books and superheroes and sitting on the floor drawing your superheroes. And kids these days play video games instead of sitting and drawing their comics. And I notice when I look at the web comics and stuff of all the stick figures and the seeming lack of value placed on drawings, traditional drawing skills, that I think that's a bit disappointing. That's another old man thing to say, huh? Sometimes I say things like that and my daughter says, "Stop saying that. It's an old man thing to say." So if you would, folks, please subscribe to me on Twitch. I would much appreciate that, because I'm just trying to build an audience here, and that seems to be kind of slow going. I find that the people who visit our Cagle.com site are interested in looking quickly through a bunch of cartoons, not particularly interested in sitting with me all afternoon while I draw the punk rock CD cover. But you know, a heck of a lot of the cartoonist life is sitting all day long drawing on stuff that takes longer than people think it should be taking you to do such a thing. Oh, now that I've drawn that hand, I can tear it off and see the guitar underneath. Hand came out a little bigger than I thought it would. Bring up the guitar again. Alright, that's what I'm looking at. The guitar has to be black. So, excuse me for sitting silently here. But you guys are silent. So chat with me, folks. You got nothing to say? I thought when I was doing my editorial cartoons on the live stream on Twitch that I would have lots of comments about politics. People would be arguing politics. And interestingly, that didn't happen. People have how-to kind of questions. Perhaps you folks think arguing about politics on Twitch is rude. But I tell ya, I think part of it is that just is not a topic of conversation that you hear a lot among the age demographic of people that are on Twitch. Just doesn't come up. Heinz235 writes, "Hey Daryl, has there been any big events that have inspired your work? A lot has been going on this year." I'm more inspired when there's something that makes me angry, and I guess there's plenty to make you angry these days, huh? I have a couple of, I usually have a list of editorial cartoon ideas that are waiting in line for the next one to be drawn. And if I was drawing for a daily newspaper again, and I had to put out one cartoon a day, you know, I'd be drawing more of those cartoons from the list that don't quite make it up to the #1 spot and get drawn. So the two that are waiting to be drawn right now is I want to draw, and I may not draw that, because a better idea will come along, but I was thinking of drawing Donald Trump standing next to Ted Cruz, pointing at Ted Cruz's crotch. Ted Cruz is naked, and over his crotch he has the Canadian maple leaf, and Donald Cruz pointing at his maple leaf junk. That strikes me as kind of funny. You know, the cartoonists have a kind of a professional obligation. If you've got a gag about a politician that you can draw either naked or cross-dressing or as a dog peeing on something, kind of have an obligation to do that one. I do look for the excuses to draw the politicians naked. And I'm kind of surprised that I haven't seen anybody else doing maple leaf. Oh boy, my chroma key. You know what happens with that is it gets later in the day and the lighting through the windows changes. So let me correct the chroma key and then we will get back to oof. What's my favorite subject matter to draw? Boy, chroma key is just getting rowdy. Okay, I think, oh boy. Give me a minute. I can't have this happening.